I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce.
Act just like a woman.
And I want to talk to you about why. So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. My husband and I had 4 kids. We both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like, on paper, what else could I ask for? But in reality, my experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load. And that is exactly what happened to us. About 3 months after my 4th baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home and I need you to do more.
So why don't you stop going to work because work is burning you out, and then you come home and do all of these things for the kids and for the home, which I tell you, an educated woman is not fit to be a mom, because guess what? Now she's bringing the kids to daycare. Who's raising the kids? Not her, but the daycare system. Let him work. If he can't provide for the house, then let him go do 2 jobs so you can stay home, right? And take care of the kids, so you only have the kids to take care of and the home to take care of. Instead of going to work, listen to your boss that's driving you crazy, and when you come, you're frustrated, you're tired, and you're going to take it out on the kids. This is how women traumatize their kids when they get frustrated like this. They don't know how to deal with their kids after. And that's why most kids are emotionally driven, because they end up resenting their mother for how they treat them while growing up. Interesting, isn't that? Isn't that interesting? And she said they've been together for what, 16 years? Oh, he's a great guy. He's good on paper, but in reality, he's not good. So if he's good on paper, don't you think in reality he's a good guy then? Makes no sense, right? I'm still trying to comprehend what she meant by that.
Pathetic.
And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do. Right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
So you're telling me in this case, he's not the man in the relationship. He's asking his wife, what should he do? How do you and the man not know what to do? Stay home, raise my kids. I'll go work. Simple. And if she says no, she's not the woman to raise the kids. She's not a woman for a family. And you find that out pretty late after 16 years in your marriage. There you go.
And I said, okay, something that would make my life easier is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself, the dishwasher was emptied, the dishes were put away, and the trash was taken out. That would make my life so much easier, because when I've got the 4 kids running around and the baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dish. And he said, yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem. And so he does it, but then I have to remind him, and then he forgets, and then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up, and I went to put something in the trash, and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water bottle, and it was in the dishwasher with all of the other clean dishes. And I felt so disrespected and unseen and unvalued at that point in time.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I remember texting my...
The funniest thing, this is the problem with women these days. They're prideful. They want to feel equal to a man. And they have a big ego. When a woman have all of those things, it talks about it in the Bible, you want to run away from her. She's destructive. Because she's gonna be butthurt. And for the entire day, she's gonna judge you off it. And she's gonna bring up argument about it. But in this case as well, the guy is a boy in this relationship. Literally a boy. He married his mom. And he turned into a boy in this relationship, 100%.
My husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this? And he said, sorry, I was running late for work. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he doesn't see me. Because what he's done has now made me late for work. My husband and I spend $70,000 a year on childcare.
That is crazy.
And people want to know, how do we afford it? Specifically, what do we do for work?
Bro, you pay $70,000 in childcare? Bro, you should just stay home. Stay home. Yep. But guess what? She's prideful. She want to feel independent. She want to feel equal to a man. See, you guys out here picking this crazy ass woman that don't want to stay home, raise your kids and raise your family, having you spending $70,000 on childcare when she can stay home and you guys can probably save so much more. But guess what? I want to feel equal. I want to feel equal to a man. That's crazy.
Work, how are we able to pay that much money for childcare? And here's the thing, I will tell you what we do, because a lot of people are wondering, are you working in medicine? Are you in tech? Are you lawyers? What are you doing to earn enough money to pay for that? But we live in Massachusetts, which is a very high cost of living area, which means our salaries are relative to that cost of living. We also have the highest childcare costs in the country. So our childcare costs are incredibly expensive. It is very difficult to afford childcare here in Massachusetts. My husband is a blue collar worker. He is a lineman, which means he fixes electricity on utility poles. It is a very dangerous job. He gets paid like a base salary, and then everything is hourly overtime after that. Like, most of his pay comes from overtime. So he's trading his time for money. And that is how we budget for childcare. We'll say, how much overtime do you have to work to be able to pay for this amount of the childcare budget? And on average, he's working like between 400 and 600 hours of overtime a year, I think. The numbers change every single year based on the weather and the storms, etc. But he works a ton of overtime. I work from home in a remote position for a startup in e-commerce. I work from home in a remote position for a startup in e-commerce. I am in operations management. I am lucky because I've worked for the same team for about 10 years. And so I make a little over $100,000 a year.
That's crazy. I took a long pause because that's great. He's a line man. You know how dangerous and how hard that job is? And you work at home. You work at home. That just blows my mind.
And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on me. And he doesn't see how every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it, or because I do it myself, or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because...
Pause. That $100,000 you make, scratch that. Stop working, stay at home, take care of the kids, and let the man make the money. Because you're paying $70,000 a year. Your husband pays $70,000 a year. He works overtime so he can pay that. Why are you working? Why are you spending $70,000? You're making $100K. Quit your job. I would tell you to quit your job because your husband is slaving away to employ other people when you can stay home and take care of the kids and save so much more money. That's crazy. Oh, Lord. What a mess.
Right? I put the wipes in there. And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone. And it's not because my husband didn't love me.
You're gonna do it alone? That's
he did
crazy.
anything to me, and it's not because I didn't love him, but because I felt so taken advantage of in our relationship.
Bro, what? Your job is taking advantage of you because you can't raise your kids. You're making $100,000 and he's working overtime so he can pay $70,000 in child's care. And you're going to say he's taking advantage of you? You're not being a good mom, taking care of your kids, leaving them in a child care facility. You're not a good mom. That's what that says. You're a horrible, horrible person. Just so you know that. That's crazy.
You're a damaged goods lady.
And this dynamic It doesn't happen by accident, right? It's not like my husband did it to me, but we've been raised in this society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad. And we know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way down here. And we fell into these norms. We fell into these roles in our family despite the fact that we never wanted to. And I'm lucky, and I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me.
A partner, she sees you as a female. I told you, man. What
And was going
the?
to be happy and was willing and able to change. And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like in our relationship. And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like.
Oh, shut up.
Listen, man. You're the one picking your woman. And you go search for one, you will get what you want. And she will ruin your life. Because this guy is slaving away over time. So he can pay 70K in child support. And you're at home working, air conditioning. You're at home working on an e-commerce thing. That, really, come on. Whose job is more important here? The lineman or she doing e-commerce? Let's vote here, okay? And you should quit your job because what you're doing is ruining your kids. You ruined the man's kid. But guess whose fault is it? It's the man. It's the man fault for picking you and having kids with you because you're not a great mom. Unfortunately, you're not. You here want to divorce the guy because, oh, you don't feel valued. That's the most craziest thing I've ever heard. He's literally working overtime to pay 70K for the kids to be in daycare. I still can't wrap my head around that one. What? And you make 100K. Where's your money going? I would love to know. I'd love to know. You should just... my brain is done with this one.